Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be
Along
as
the
bright
Tama
as
has
the
been missing
sun.
in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Today is Wednesday, you guys. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's in the building. Today is Wednesday. It's Humpback Day. Okay. We got Sanja in the building. How you doing? Tina Powers in the building. All right. I see you. Miss Dee Dee. We got Beeve in the building. Beeve for Beverly. Beeve. Lisa Taylor, how you doing? Good afternoon to you too. And then we got Lisa Taylor again, and we got Lisa Taylor again. And we got Spark Lee in the building. Spark Lee, good afternoon to you. Nice to see you in the building. And then we've got, let me go down. Miss Dee Dee. Woke the God is in the building. What the God. Next Level is in here. And we got Danielle in here. Yes, we do. We got Monique Hall is in the building. How is everybody doing? Thank God it is Wednesday. I just couldn't even say. Next Level is God's child. I see you, God's child. First of all, you guys, and Pooh Sweets is in the building. How you doing, Pooh Sweet? I have never seen Spark Lee. It's may been a while since you've been in here, but I haven't seen you before in a while. But she says good afternoon, so she must have been in here before. It's nice to see you again. If you came in, you come back again. And Pooh Sweets is in the house. You guys, how you doing? So we got family in the building. You guys, I want to talk about Cairo Jodan a little bit. And we all know that the mother has been captured. Thank God. Now maybe they can get to the bottom of this. But I wanted to share some information on that with you guys. My girlfriend, she called me today, or I called her, she called me. I think we hit up each other 2 or 3 times before we can even get some conversation going. But we did get the conversation going, and I want to share some more information. This is just going to be for information only. And I know you guys was worried about me Monday. You know, you guys was like, "Oh my God." Some people was like, "Are you okay today? Or do you feel better now? Or you beat up Nancy?" I didn't beat up Nancy. Okay? Sometimes people deserve some conversation. Nancy and I was having a conversation. I was trying to go somewhere, but luckily, you know, it didn't go all the way where it was going at the time. Thank God. But anyway, here's the thing, you guys. You know, when we're having conversation, uh, nobody should get upset. I'm not upset. You might hear me raise my voice because, you know, sometimes you want people to understand what you're saying. And some people don't understand what I'm saying. And it's weird to me. I don't know how to explain it because I am very simple. I am very small in words. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fancy word speaker, intellectual. I'm very simple. I'm a layperson. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm thinking, well, if you can't understand what I'm saying, how did you get so far in life? I mean, like what did you do? Because I think I'm a very simple person. You guys understand what I'm saying? But I know sometimes you got to cut things down a little bit, and I do that. But nevertheless, I'm gonna correct something before we move on. But at the end of the day, it is all in conversation, okay? And we don't have to agree, but we don't have to agree to disagree. We can just settle it, you know. I gonna believe what I'm gonna believe. You gonna believe what you gonna believe, and we just go our separate ways. But don't try to convince me on something, especially when there is more pieces to the puzzle that you're not speaking on, because we will hit those points. And if you don't really want to hit those points, don't call in, because I will go there to all those points, because it doesn't make sense to me. And if you're trying to get me to understand, we have to go to all those points. And if you're not really ready to go to all those points, then don't call in. I want you guys to call in, but if you're not ready to go all the way in depth with that conversation, do not do it. And I beg you guys, do not do that, because I am a very detailed person when it comes to especially the children. I want to know why you think the way you think. Because, see, at the end of the day, these kids are gone. Understand what I'm saying? We can't turn back the time, the clock. We can't do that. All we can do is figure out, try to understand what happened. Tell our kids, tell our grandkids, watch out, don't do that. But at the end of the day, I want you guys to understand something. For some unknown reason, this world that we're in now, we're missing all of these red flags that we think we know so much. But if we know so much, why is it that we're missing all these red flags? Because we want to say we're with that person because they a mama, they a female, or it's a boy, or it's a girl, or they a daddy, or they gay, or they black, or they white, or they Puerto Rican, or whatever. I'm not on nobody's team. Hello? I'm on the kids' team. I don't care what color. I don't care whatever. A family member can get mad. They don't even have to talk to me. I could care less. I just want to know what happened. Is there some way we can prevent this from happening? What could have seen? Because at the end of the day, when we get done with this conversation, you guys go out in the world, you're in your homes, and I guarantee you it may not happen today, but it will happen. And those red flags that you let go now because you want to be liked by this person or you want to be liked by that person, it's going to hit home. And when it hit home, that's when it's a whole different story. It's a whole different ball game. And you don't see this and you don't see that. You know why? Because you're allowing things to pass by because you like this person or you like that person. And I've already told you guys, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not under nobody, nothing. Only person I have to worry about is God Himself. If I'm not going to tell you the truth, I just don't really have time. I've got 2 freaking jobs. And I try to make it here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday just so we can see these red flags. But if you don't want to see these red flags and have a problem with it, I do be having problems when I see red flags. But if I see 10 red flags, and let me see, Miss Tina, she's got, how many she got up there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She got 13 red flags up there. But if I see 10 red flags, I'm like, y'all don't see this? And everybody be like, but SP, everybody grieve differently. Because everybody want to be politically correct. Okay? I don't have to be right. I'm just telling you, this is why I think and say what I say. I'm not nobody's judge and jury. Okay? Let's get that clear. I'm just saying, look at all these red flags. And so that makes it a possibility. That makes it probable. Whether you remember it or not. Let me share something with you that some people forgot. Some people did not know. And I had talked to Woke the God. And I was sharing with her all the things that had came up in the Cody Bigsby case. And I was like, we talked about this for months and months and months. She was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was like, girl, where you been? Everybody know that they probably forgot, but they knew. So let me share back again, because if you remember me saying, or the information came out, and I'm not trying to throw nobody underneath the bus, but the information came out because of Nancy. Come on. That Dana had a child up in Kansas City that she had went up there and snatched a little girl and took her all the way back home, and nobody didn't know about it. The daddy was looking for the little girl. He didn't even know she had her. Whatever. And I said, if she did it once, could she do it again? If you guys remember, this father was in Kansas City looking for that child, and he was like, the mama took the baby. Dana. And the child had been living with him, going to school and everything, and he was trying to get the baby back in there. Yeah, she got a little girl, okay? She's older than all the rest. And we wouldn't have known about that if it wasn't for Nancy. But it's true. I don't just let somebody just tell me something. It's true. But Woke the God didn't remember about it. She was like, what are you talking about? I didn't know nothing about that. I said, yeah. I said, and I was trying to explain that, if you're a banker ain't going to give you no money, loan you no money if this is your history. So we're looking at the history of people. We dissect the history. Okay, she even had a child that committed, whatever, suicide or something. I hate to say that right now, but anyway, at the age of 12. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings. I'm not trying to do that, because I know there's a lot of sensitive people in here. But so you're looking at that. Where was the mother then? Or was she there? Was she not there? We don't know. We don't know those ins and outs. We don't know all. So, I mean, and you're looking at that stuff like that and you say, how much terrible bad luck can one person have? She said, I forgot what state, Kansas, or show me state, Missouri. Okay? It's from the show me state, from where I'm from. I can tell you where. But yeah, that happened. Yeah, he was looking for that little girl. He was looking for her, looking for her, looking for her. And the mama had her way up in Washington somewhere. And the sad thing about it was, Corey was with her when she got that little girl back. Then, some of you guys don't remember, the mother went on TikTok when they said that her child was deceased and did a dance. Okay. Everybody be like, oh, she was just trying to get over it. She was trying to get over it. She's trying to get over it. She's trying to get over it. Then the mother also went on TikTok prior to Cody being reported missing. And I don't remember what month it was. And I don't quote me on this, but I believe it was June or July of 2021, talking to somebody who just lost a child and made one of those little pictures where, it looks like the child was talking, even though the child is deceased or whatever. And she spoke to this woman. She texted, she said in the comment, she said, I just lost my sons, with apostrophe S. Did you guys hear me? And she was telling the woman, thank you for giving her the sight that she can do. She can do that, and it would give her some comfort. This is SP.
Hey, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I wasn't feeling bad.
Well, I'm saying that your voice has calmed down a whole lot. But
No, my voice is the same, Tina. My voice is the same. I'm just not trying to get a point across. What's up?
okay, so I was picking this apart today, and the more that I pick apart, the more Dana did not need to hire a lawyer. I mean,
Well, and this is something I was trying to explain.
right?
A custody lawyer is totally different from a criminal lawyer. Custody lawyers don't come in talking about don't say anything, don't such and all this other stuff, and speak for you when there's a missing child. Custody lawyers don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
So my question is,
Like when you got something wrong with your heart, you don't go to a foot doctor.
oh no, that's
Okay,
different.
they're totally two different attorneys.
Right.
So when
So
people
my
was like,
question is,
well, she showed up with a custody lawyer, to speak for her for a child missing. No, that doesn't even make sense.
why did she have a lawyer in the beginning? Like I was telling my client's sister, I love both of y'all. I love my client and I love you too, but I'd be damned if I'm going to go to jail for you. That love is so strong that you're willing to go to jail for this woman?
Yeah,
I'd be damned.
you're not thinking. You're not thinking because sometimes people feel guilt, and I'm not saying she did it. I'm saying
Right.
I was saying the possibility of her being there
True.
is very, very, very suspicious. And when I say very suspicious, yeah, because where would she even get the money at?
True that.
He got money. She didn't have money. He got money.
Now that's if he sent it to her, but I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating.
But anyway,
Now let's if he sent it to her.
right? But here's the thing. We were talking about red flags. Like we see all of these red flags and we be like, we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And the child is gone. We gonna give you are we just happy? My anger was not towards Nancy. My anger is towards the world because they tell us something and they play around with words. And I was so sick and tired of it, especially my school. I was so sick of tired. Even my job. Do you not know? I just had to go this morning and write another witness report of something I have no clue, wasn't there. See what I'm saying? Here we go again. And then they want to hand me what to say. Nope, I don't want it. No, 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 no. Take this so you can remember what. Did nothing happen when I was there. So I can't. And so my boss is looking at me like, but I'm trying to let you know what all you wrote on, so you can be familiar. No, I don't need that.
Right.
You're not gonna get me in court, and I can say you hand me a piece of paper of what to say. I had already wrote out what to say because I wasn't there.
Right.
I'm never gonna get let somebody tell me how to tell a lie. Because I'm not covering up for you. I'm only going to tell you what I seen, what I heard, what I did. That's it. And if I lied about it, only person know about it is me. Because I'm not going to tell on me. I'm going to leave that part out.
That's right. And what Cairo, I'm going to jump on Cairo for a minute.
Come on, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Cairo today.
Okay, so remember when they was in the car and they was speeding?
Mm-hmm.
They should have took that baby then. The cops should have took that baby
Okay,
then.
but here's the real world. If you've got 12 people in here and you've got two cops on the side of the road, these 12 people that's in this life right now will sit back and be like, well, um, well, Dana didn't know, and she see, that's how we are. We give everybody that benefit of that's why the baby's gone. Now you can't sit there and just say, okay, they should have took the baby. Let me tell you, this woman was showing signs way before. I went over the video that the family, Cairo's family, spoke, and they said she was a good mama. And then that's why everybody's talking about, oh, she just playing. But here's the thing. The judge, when he gave Don Coleman time, he said, you're evil in your beliefs. And this woman said, this is what Don said in her confession to what happened to Cairo. Number one, you remember they said Cairo died from asphyxiation, like vomit and is imbalanced electrolytes, right?
Right, uh-huh.
But Don said she went in the bedroom and the mama was on top of Cairo, and she said it was done.
Evil at its finest.
And they must have asked Don why. And Don told them, because the only thing I could tell you, I didn't hear what they asked her, but Don said because the child was demon possessed.
No, I'm going to tell you, they were demon possessed.
Okay, so this is the thing. Did we think this girl is playing just to get off the hook? Think about it.
Girl,
She killed the child saying that the child was demon possessed.
girl.
So what do that tell you?
Was she crazy?
Okay.
I mean, if you could go up into a court and say, I'm the princess of such and such, and I don't have a social security number, I go by numbers and all that crazy crap. But I'm telling you, she put, girl, she put
So this is what we're saying. So our last time we talked about Cairo Jordan and Dejan Anderson. That's her name, Dejan Anderson. I wanted to know, and there was a reason I wanted to know, who think that she was, cuckoo, something mentally wrong, something, all her elevator ain't going up to the top floor, or who thinks she's just trying to play this off. Some people say they thought she was playing it off.
I'm going to tell you, she's not the Sharpie this knife in the drawer. But I think, okay, so this is what I'm saying. You know, I'm tired of hearing these people and their 911 calls. Right? I'm tired of hearing people saying, I'm mentally ill, whoever.
Right.
But in the scheme of things, this is the thing. You knew exactly what the hell you were doing when you did it. You know,
Well,
like you said,
she was trying to get the demon out the child.
there was no demon in the child.
In her in her world, that's what she believed.
Well, honey, you need to go to the Bible.
She didn't just start believing this because she got caught in California. She believed this when she took that child out. Don told it all and said she was trying to get the demon out the child. That there was 100-year-old demon in the child. And she went in the, I guess they had planned on killing the child or whatever. But when Don done separated herself from her and said, well, when she walked in the room, she seen the mama on top of the child and said it was done. And then they put the baby in the trash bag and then put him in the suitcase and then tossed him on the side of the road in the country. And I did not know the father, Cairo's father, was in Atlanta
Okay, how come he didn't?
because this woman, she travels from state to state, state to state. They said she was in San Diego, she was in Texas, she was in Houston, Texas, she was in Las Vegas, she was in somewhere in Carolina, and then she was. They said she travels. She travels all the time. It was nothing for her to just get up and go. But they didn't think that was strange.
Okay, so
But you know people with mental illness, they they know how to hide, try to hide their mental illness. By the time you find out that they mentally ill, by letting all the red flags turn black, that's when we be like, oh, they got to do something crazy. You already know. Like, I know people that's around me. They got red flags, and I know it. So I try to keep things calm. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep things calm. I don't be arguing. I don't say nothing out to whatever. If you deal when I go to work, I've got bruises on my arm right now. One day the man is talking right, then 5 minutes later, he's sitting there squeezing and hitting my hand. I can't hit him back. I just got to know when to get out the way.
that's right.
But here's the thing: you can look at him and you think nothing's wrong with him. He's just old. But no.
But SD Cairo's daddy didn't want him either.
Yeah, he wanted him. That's why he went down there to try to make it work. That's what the family said.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying? And he's a good-looking man too.
because some fathers don't want the kids.
Nope, he wanted this child. He wanted
How
this
come he didn't file an emergency order?
cuz
Emergency custody order.
because if you play the role and people do things and they say I'm doing me. This is my life, whatever. And you really ain't did nothing. All you may talk silly. They call it silly talking or conversation or whatever. But really, they believe what they're saying. Just because you get on YouTube or TikTok and say you casting spells and you can do this, everybody's like, that's just to come up. But they actually believe they can do that. They actually believe they can cast a spell on. And that one girl, Dawn, guess what? She's from Shreveport, Louisiana.
No, shut up.
Yes, she is. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana, where they do all that come from. I hate people get mad at me when I say it, but it do. It do.
Wow.
And they still practice it. And you know what's so sad? When they had that big old Katrina flood.
Hurricane?
Yeah, hurricane down there. They had that flood down there, and all those people got displaced, so they had to go. They went to certain places. They went to Atlanta. Some of them ended in Texas. Some of them ended right here in Kansas. I met some of the people right here in Kansas, and because I was looking for a cook that could cook me some good gumbo. You know what I'm saying? And this, I ran into the girl and she was telling me that, and so and we came close. But they move around because I can't remember what it was, but they had to pay them a lot of money, and so uh they moved around into where they lost a lot of their paperwork and all this other stuff. They were victims of that Katrina hurricane.
Wow.
But I talked to this lady. We was in the parking lot right at Dillon's, and she was telling me, she was like, you don't want to play with people that can cast them spells because it's true. She said, I seen a lot. Well, if you live down there, you understand. You don't play with those type of people. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen it for myself. I seen one thing one time, but that doesn't make me a strong believer because I think believer is in the tongue. Believer is if you give them that power to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because Jesus, he that's the name right there. That's the name to be afraid of. I'm not afraid of anything, but I'm not gonna call it to go fight to see if it's true or not. I'm not even gonna play with it. I don't do the horoscopes. I don't let people read my this and that. Last time I think I let somebody try to tell me something that they see or something. It was on a kid, and I think it was that boy that came up missing in Texas. What was this? What was what? No, not Cash. That older boy. The mama. You remember Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Gibson.
Yep,
Right.
Tyrese Gibson. I wanted to know where he was at, and they was like, they told me that he was in. They told me, and I just wanted to see, but you really can't open stuff up like that. And then I had to ask for forgiveness and all that because even though things don't work for you in the world or work the way that you think they're gonna work, if once you trust in God and the Son, knowing that we serve a good God, he not gonna. I mean, if he did something, he did it for some whatever reason. He ain't got to explain to us why he do it. He just. I'm not gonna give y'all no Bible, no lecture or anything. You guys know the word. If you don't know the word, you need to get into it. But the God that I serve, I'm like this. I can get mad about something in this world. I'm not mad at God. Trust and believe. I'm not mad at God. I just see how people in this world play around so much. And sometimes you just want God to come down and strike them, and maybe make a example out of one of them or something, and maybe everybody will straighten up.
Hey, there you go.
But
There you go.
people do things and they don't know how much emphasis it has on other people's lives that really don't want to be played with. Some days I don't want to play with some people some days. Don't tell me one day one thing and then the next day it's a whole different story. Then you trying to explain to me why you saying what you saying, which doesn't make sense to me because you wasn't saying that before. And you know what? If I was really being a dirty, 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 dirty person, oh yeah, it would have went down Monday. But I wasn't trying to be dirty. I was trying to get out that we need to stop when we see these red flags and quit giving people the benefit of the doubt. People are people and they will hurt you and they won't think nothing of it. Like right now, I'm looking at something like I have to wait a whole year. No, I'm not waiting a whole year to go back to school or anything like that. School starts in August. I'm gonna start in July. Hello.
There you go.
Because when everything gets done, I ain't got to do this. I'll do this over here. I'm not finna play with nobody. And whatever I got to do, I'm just going to keep on riding it on out or whatever. It ain't what I thought it was going to be, but it still be. Because if
There you
God
go.
told me something, then that's what I'm going to do until I can't do it no more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell me to come on this live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays and lie to people. You know, uh, I look at it like this. I'm not perfect. I do get mad, but that wasn't even like five or 10% of my madness. When I'm mad, I'm cussing. Have you? You know what I'm saying? You know when I'm mad, Tina.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I will not hold it in. I will say
No.
exactly what I want to say, and I will use every word to make my point across. I am mad, and I will say it about 3 times. But no, I wasn't mad. I just don't like people playing around with words. And you've said one thing. Now, are you taking back what you're saying? Because that's what I need you to say. Tell me you're taking back what you're saying, like you really didn't believe what you were saying all the first time. Because we're just not on here just to jibber jabber. We're trying to make a difference in either our kids' life or your kids' life or your grandkids' life. When we start seeing those red flags, then we start looking at these people moving our kids around, moving them away from them because we don't want them to be subjected to the things that Cash been subjected to Cairo been subject to, that Cody's been subject to, Malia, and we can just keep going. King Hill and Braylon, and you know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to stop. Because everybody's sitting there talking about, well, I just give her the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you
You know.
lost one kid, I give you the benefit of the doubt. But two, oh no, you don't get no
You know,
benefit of the doubt
SP.
with me.
SP. This. I know I'm taking away from the little Cairo for a minute. There's a little boy in Tennessee right now. It's been 6 weeks since he's. They've been having not Aqua. Oh Lord, what is that? Not Aqua Search, but Cajun Navy. Um, but anyway, it's so much stuff with that story. But anyway, so I'm getting ready to say this. Okay, when you said moving kids around, that's made me think about this little boy in Tennessee. Uh, the mama heard a thump. Um, she didn't get her ass up and see what it was, and he's special needs. You know, and when you say moving kids around, that makes you put your head on the swivel. Look at people sideways because I am.
Right, right, right.
After what you said, on Monday, and I started thinking about it, I was like, well, that didn't make any sense for her to hire a lawyer. Why would she hire a lawyer?
Right.
That was dumb. You
And
know,
and did you forgot that she went and snatched that little girl in Missouri,
and I forgot all about that.
and that was on January the 31st too. Remember, not on
Right,
that same year that they reported Cody, but it was January the 31st when she snatched that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
like I said, and then you got to think, like, and I'm not saying, you know, everybody want to say. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about our court system. When when they know something. Here's the thing. Usually, people that they they go in and they lie. Now, they may lie about everything because they may be guilty of something or they may be guilty of everything. But they can always tell you when you're lying or tell you when you told not the truth or tell what you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Corey made sure everybody knew they didn't do him right because he asked for an attorney and they couldn't cover it up. They tried. They really did try. Cause Mark Talbert came on there and was like, uh, if he would, we would have gave him an attorney. He didn't ask for one, and he's volunteering, and we, da da. And everybody's like, that what sense does that make? He just stayed there for 3 years, 3 days, and not ask for an attorney. But it came on out that he did because sooner or later it would have to because they're gonna look at those videos or something. Then he come back and was like, I guess he did. We violated his rights. Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. He pointed that out. His sister pointed that out. They also pointed out something else. And I'm just telling you. They said they wanted him. But I'm going to tell you why they really, really wanted him. Because he was the last one that's supposed to have that child. Allegedly. We don't really know if the child ever reached him. We don't. Because nobody's got, and this is what I was trying to say. Nobody's got a video, a date, a time, a stamp of them meeting up, handing the child, seeing the child with them at any given time. Nobody's got that.
Nope. Nope.
And then I was just saying, this is what I'm just saying. And isn't it mighty funny that, okay, so you got the mother on the stand. What usually happens when one person is getting tried to be guilty or something? They point the finger at the other person. Didn't nobody point the finger at Dana?
Nope.
The only thing they said about Dana was she was a good mama.
You know what?
Because you know why? You know why? Because remember when Ambrose was representing Corey, and they couldn't meet eye to eye.
Right.
That's the only thing. They couldn't meet eye to eye because guess what? He was asking questions about that good mama, and Corey told him leave her alone. And he said I can't represent you, trying to tell me what to do, and this right here, all of this right here, we need to get her on the stand. And he was like, you cannot represent me. We're not meeting eye to eye.
That's true. I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah.
What else was it that they could meet eye to eye on?
Nothing else.
He done already showed and proved that they didn't give the man an attorney. So that shows you that he was a good lawyer.
That's right.
Then he went from a good lawyer to the dumb brothers and sisters, Mina Matheny and
Doodle Brown.
I call them the Three Stooges. I was like, what made him go from you know what I'm saying?
Right. What made him go from sugar to shit? Right.
Exactly. What happened there? And
Right.
and I say, look, that's why I wanted to see them go through court because I wanted to see how was they going to question that mother. Well, they really didn't. Yeah, he said, he had to play it off and call her good mama, the good mama. But, it's all a payday for them.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, Corey told them, do not do that to her. Look how he talked to that news person when she even mentioned Dana's name.
Oh,
He's,
yeah, he had a real hissy fit.
he said, this is not about Dana.
I thought he was going to get up and smack her. I mean, he was through the glass, but I thought he was going to, I thought he was going to, go to the left and never come back. That's what I thought.
Yeah. But
But I'm going to tell you something.
but June and July, Dana got in touch with that girl on TikTok, and the girl had lost a child, and she had made one of those mimic things where you could take the pictures and of a deceased person, and we had that on Cody's because somebody made it. I didn't make it. Somebody else made it. I can't remember the girl's name, but she told us we could use it. And I was like, yeah, I got that from your thing, and she was like, yeah, I made that. Well, and that's when you see Cody and he blinks his eyes and turn his head a little bit, But that's what Dana was talking to the woman about, and she said in her comment section, she said, I lost my sons. And she put apostrophe S on it.
Wow.
Now, is that a coincidence that you're spelling and you put apostrophe S on sons?
Oh, sons.
See what I'm saying?
Wow. Hmm.
But the investigators, they knew that. They knew it.
Well,
And she
you
never
know,
did. She never did come up in the public, and really, just thanked us and all this other stuff. She just, mm, you know. But
right.
then everybody's telling me she is wanting a GoFundMe for her kids. Girl, everybody got kids.
Right.
You don't go have a whole bunch of kids because you want people to give you GoFundMe money. That
Girl, she need, she need to go sit her tail down somewhere.
yeah.
I mean, but my thing is, when Cairo's mother, I just gotta see what she does next, because if you gonna come up in here and telling us that you the princess, honey, princess in what state and
But
city?
and here's the thing, she's been talking this stuff way before this happened to Cairo. And nobody didn't see the sign. Everybody like she just playing, it's just a come up. It was just a come up. This and I don't know if she opened up something she wasn't supposed to open up and whatever went inside of her and she just lost it. But I tell you one thing, nobody didn't see them signs because she did this, she do this, she did that. She just playing crazy.
If somebody say something, you know, it's like an abuser. If he say that he's going to kill you, girl,
That's
take heed and comply. Run like hell.
exactly, and that's the thing. Our ancestors, Maya Angelou, if you ever want to look it up, she said, when a person tell you something, believe it.
That's right.
They,
That's right.
believe it.
Yep.
She said, because, people always be like, I didn't see the sign. You didn't see the sign until that black skillet hit your head. You didn't see the sign until you came. You know what I'm saying? When you see them signs, believe it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because they will hurt you.
Exactly.
They
So
will.
all I'm saying is, Paolo's family, and if you see the signs, you missed them. You
Well,
missed
they
them
said
great
that
ones.
they didn't see that boy for 3 years. So he was what, 5? So they seen him the last time they seen him, he was like 2 years old. But he's a big 5-year old. He looked like
Yes,
he's
he
7 or 8. I was like, God, that boy is a big boy.
yes, and he's cute too. Cute, cute, cute.
And you see, they said that his clothes was clean and everything.
Mhm. So she wasn't that crazy.
And the baby had clean clothes on and name brand clothes, and so he wasn't just. Yeah. But see, and I knew when they said he died of electrolyte or whatever. I know that baby didn't die of no imbalanced electrolyte, but they said, oh, he had a stomach bug, and he could have got sick. And she just said, shh, he ain't sick. That's that demon in him.
Right, right, right. Like Corey said, oh, ain't nowhere with Cody.
Hmm. I just,
Okay, y'all.
you know what, Tina? I just get tired of people playing around with words, and 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 then even though that Cody allegedly supposed to be deceased, and Cairo he's gone, and
Mhm.
Cash he's gone. These people, you just can't play around with them. Just you know, I sometimes I hate this new job I got, and the only reason why is because I am on the mental ward 2 days out of a week, and it
Mhm.
stresses me out.
I believe it.
Even if you was on the phone while I walk in, all you hear is, I mean, I don't even know how these people sleep in there, and there's like 12, 12 to 15 people on that unit. It's not a lot of people because you don't have a lot of nurses to help. But I mean, they're walking around and they're falling over, and they eat their food just like animals, and they fight you and cuss you out and call you names. And I mean, they call you names that you ain't never heard of before. The one lady called me a ratchet bee. Get out of here. We trying to change her diaper because she got poop all up her back or whatever, and she just want to lay in it. You know what I'm saying? And so I see these people all the time, and but you still gotta try to help them, calm them down, and try to get her done, and talk them out of it, and talk them to it. But you can't. They can't just live in the world like that. They can't.
That's right.
And they have places for these people, but nobody wants to send them there. They want to wait until something happened and then say they're crazy.
Right. Right. So what is what's her name? Anderson?
Yeah, Dejan.
Yeah, when is her next court date? Ain't it sometime around April?
April 25th.
April 25th. So
That's gonna be on a Thursday.
right. So we'll see what her next move is, or what her next saying is.
Yeah, I mean, and it's okay to, uh, you know, think that, she. I don't know how people. I don't see. That's what I be trying to get. People think I get angry. I'm upset with them, but make me understand. I see what they're saying, but it still doesn't make sense to me what they're saying. Like, is she just playing like this? So, and I'm like, playing like what? When she killed the kid, she wasn't playing.
No, she won't play it.
Like, I mean, to be honest with you, for a person to hurt a child, to kill a kid, and then throw them away like trash, there's something mentally wrong with that. It has to be. Whether you believe
Let
it,
me let me ask you this. Do you think that? Well, okay. So
because that's not normal. That's not normal. I don't want people to think, oh, that's normal. That's not normal.
that's not normal.
That's not normal to wrap a baby in a trash bag, put him in a suitcase, throw him in the country. That's not normal.
That's not normal.
Do you
Do
know?
you think?
Let me ask you this question. Whether it's your child or somebody you know, or or whatever, do you know how hard it is to even touch a dead person? It's very, very hard. You can love them to death. And at the time you don't care, but you're not gonna be. That's why that one woman that was saying that she put that baby in the stroller and walked 5-10 blocks to her boyfriend's job. Girl, you put a dead baby in the stroller with your life, girl, please.
Right. Kayla. You come on, Kayla.
Yeah, Kayla.
Uh-huh.
She should have been looking at some time.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering.
That's not normal.
That's not normal. No. I'm just wondering, is she playing? Is she playing crazy because she don't want to be in jail?
Why
Is
would
she playing
what
crazy
was
because
she
she
playing?
doesn't want
Was
to
she
live
playing
in-
crazy when she took Jordan out?
No. So she's not crazy.
Well, how crazy do you have to be to kill your own child, put him in a trash bag, and throw him in the woods? You saying that's normal? That's what we do when we're normal?
No, it's not normal.
Then what is it?
That's hateful.
That's just hateful?
Pure hate. That's pure hate. You hated that child for some reason. You hated that child for some reason for you to kill it.
Oh. So you think she hated her own kid?
SD, people get jealous of their own kid.
I understand that. And we do. Sometimes we get jealous, we get very mad at our kids. But that don't mean we kill them and then put him in a trash bag and throw him in the middle of the woods.
She hated that baby for some reason. She hated that baby.
She been talking about it for a long time that that baby had demons.
I
You
know,
keep trying to say it like there have to be a reason, like she was mad at the daddy, or he ate her nachos or something. When when she was on the live on Facebook, she kept telling everybody he's got a demon in him. And the demon was 100 years old. And when Don testified at her hearing, Don turned around and said the child was possessed.
oh girl.
This has she know nothing about the mama. She been tried, convicted, and sentenced. They gave her 25 years just because she helped.
And this girl needs to life for what she did. For Cairo.
Well,
I'm being serious. She needs life for what she done to her child.
and you know what Freddie, that's right. That's what the judge said. The judge said, y'all think that child was possessed. The judge said, you're possessed. That's what the judge said.
That's what I was trying to say. She's possessed, not the child.
The judge said, you're evil.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all believe, you believe what you said? And the woman just sat there and looked at the judge. She had her head a little bit down. So her eyes was at the top, and she looking at the judge like he ain't said nothing, like she was waiting on the next meal. She sit there. She didn't cry. She didn't put her head down. She just stared like well, I told y'all what happened. You know, the child was possessed.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I know. I know. I mean, you know, I'm not no psychiatrist or anything, but I know that this is not normal.
It ain't normal.
Well, when you say there had to been a reason, when it's people like that, their reasoning, if they say yeah because they in the army and the spaceship coming to get them or whatever, when you talk to them, you'll say, oh, they ain't got all their Fruit Loops or whatever. No, no, that's the mental mind. Something's gone. Remember the guy that he went home or whatever, and he took off shooting all his kids, and they all three of his kids was in the yard. He done killed all his kids.
You talking about Dorman?
Dorman.
Chad Dorman?
Yep.
Yep.
Just lost it.
Yep.
Just lost it.
We'll see what kind of sentence they gonna get.
Okay, but let me share this with you. You at work or you at home?
I'm at work, but I'm good.
Okay. And then somebody asked me this that I could not answer. So they asked me, and it was woke to God. Because we lost touch. Whatever happened to Darren Brown? Darnell Brown on the Cash Gurner case.
Last time I heard, he was in jail.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. But did he ever go to court? You know why you ain't heard nothing? He's a mental case. The last thing I heard, I guess a security guard, well, not a security guard, but one of those jail officers, either he attempted to kill the officer or
That's what I was going to ask.
he tried to get away and the officer died of a heart attack. I never did reach back out to the family because I was like, I'm not gonna call them and ask them. Now I heard that now they got another case on your son because I guarantee you they're saying, look, he out there,
Right.
you know.
Wow.
But we never heard of what was his name, Darnell Brown, or did he? Hold on, let me Google it real quick. Let me Google it real quick. Let me see. Uh, huh.
Darian.
Darian Brown. Darian Brown. Um, Murder of Cash Gurner. Suspect found incompetent for trial. So that was the result. I told you guys he was incompetent before before all of this. So the last update on him, the Dallas man charged in the death of 4-year-old Cash Gurner found incompetent to stand trial. Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're mad about that. The man charged with the capital murder of the death of 4-year-old Cash Gurner has been found incompetent to stand trial by Dallas court judge. Now, an attorney for Darian Brown says he has been placed on a waiting list to be transferred to a facility in Vernon. Brown, who was 18 at the time of the alleged crime, was arrested and initially charged with kidnapping and theft in connection to the death. After the 4-year-old was dead in the 7500 block Saddle Ridge passed by her on May the 15th, I've talked to him numerous times. I'm still of the opinion that he's incompetent and can't assist in his defense. Brown's criminal defense attorney, Heath Harris, which he's a nice looking man, explained. Dallas police says surveillance video shows Brown carrying a sleeping Gurnan from his bedroom hours before Gurnan was found in a puddle of blood with multiple stab wounds. On May the 28th, the Dallas Court of Medical Examiners ruled Gurnan's death a homicide on June the 9th. The charge against Brown was upgraded to capital murder evidence. That means that, in Texas, they kill you. They don't play in Texas. That's why they say,
They
if
don't play.
you come to Texas, don't mess with Texas or Texas will mess with you. Then you see that coming into town. You do not want to go down there to Texas playing. So Brown also faces charges of burglary and injury to the elderly from a previous incident in February 2021. If we could have given him the treatment that he needed then, this tragedy may have never happened, Harris said. Neighbors from that time of Gurnan's death that they would see Brown walking around in the neighborhood. Neighbors also said they reported Brown to police several times and had no follow-ups on the call. Following Brown's arrest and Gurnan's death, a motive was never released. Harris said the goal is to get his client to the point where he can be deemed competent and able to communicate with his lawyers in order to help with his defense for trial. I've made it no secret that I anticipate that we will be filing paperwork to claim an insanity defense, said Harris. Gurner and his twin brothers were cared for by a woman who was not their biological mother or relative, but a friend of the fathers who had been out of their lives since March 2021. The surviving brother is now with his mother, who reportedly lives in Houston. For now, Brown will remain in the Dallas County Jail. See? But they can't trial him because they will never be able to trial him. He was incompetent before all of that stuff happened. And incompetent doesn't mean he can't read, he can't spell his name. I try to tell you guys that wasn't he supposed to have killed? Yeah, yeah. And we don't know if that was set up or if he did it, but he couldn't help himself if he wanted to. And so I'm not saying, that's why I'm saying, like, people don't want to say they crazy, because then guess what? They in jail, but they're gonna stay in jail and they're gonna stay in the hospital. Cause just cause they say he's in jail, he's in a hospital.
Right.
But he's still, they're not gonna let him go until he can stand trial. He's never gonna stand trial, so he's never gonna get out. But he's not dead. They can't kill him.
No.
But you know what? So we dropped the ball on that because we never heard anything else. But that was the latest update. That was February of 2022.
Wow.
That he never went to court because he's incompetent.
Yeah, because remember, y'all, he couldn't even write his name. He couldn't even spell his name. I
Right.
mean, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and people can talk him into doing something, and you know, and that's what he did. You know.
Exactly.
So, anywho's,
Anyway, as I ain't gonna take up too much of your time, sweetheart. I just wanted to say hi to you. Sorry I missed your phone call. We
Oh.
was my patient had a very important phone call this afternoon or this morning or whatever you was trying to call me. But anyway, he's doing good, y'all. His cholesterol's good. He's good. Blood pressure good. Sugar is good. So I'm trying my best to keep him here.
all right.
All right, thank you, SP.
You're welcome.
All right,
All right.
bye bye.
Bye. So anyway, you guys, let me see what this is. S- So anyway, Freddie, I got your message. Anyway, you guys, that's just that's just life, you know. Like we we wish up on certain things for uh bad things to happen to people, and you know, because we feel like they did wrong or whatever. But you know, this is our laws and everything. But I'm not trying to get this woman off, Cairo's mom. I I mean, I can care less. I'm just saying that this woman, she didn't have it all from a long time ago, and she still don't have it. Now, she might be competent enough to stand trial. I'm just being honest with you. She might be competent enough to stand trial, but the way that that judge handed her an attorney like that, and Lisa was right about that. When Lisa said he didn't do that for her. He did that so that they can try this woman. And I believe that's why they did it, because if he thought that he was going to sit there and let her be her own attorney, he could have hang that up. That was just going to waste all the taxpayers' money. That woman keep coming in there talking crazy too, talking about I was born in 1961, and the judge thought the judge thought he was smart. The judge said, so that would make you, and then she said, what did she say, 61 or something like that, 61 or something. I said, oh Lord, oh my goodness. She talking about she's a representative, y'all. She talking about she's a representative. But they call baby Cairo Angel. Because when they didn't have a name for him, they called him Angel. And and this baby was a beautiful baby too. I mean, all of them beautiful, but there's some of them, when you see them, you guys, they got all that life in them, and they smiling, like, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, like, Cody was a beautiful little boy. Oh my goodness. I could have adopted that baby. My husband would have had to wait. He would have been like mad at me. Oh, now here's my wife bringing a dog home. Now she's bringing a baby home and all this other stuff. I'm not gonna ever adopt no kids. Did that, done that. Ain't gonna do it again. Too old. Yeah, I think he took the fall alone. He didn't want his family involved. He didn't want Dana involved, and it could have been all him. We one day I think we're gonna know. That's the thing, you guys. I just trust God, and I pray just to let us know, and I just don't. I'm not giving nobody credit. I'm not giving Corey credit. People think, oh, you're giving Corey credit. No, I'm not. Not giving him no credit. Because, you're part of the equation. I don't give nobody no credit when they're part of the equation. I just really don't go in hard on them like I could do. And I really can, you guys. I can really just go off. But don't come to me trying to act like she's the mother of the year and and you're standing beside her when you're the one that told us all this information about the mama. Or we wouldn't have known. And at the end of the day, think about what I'm saying. At the end of the day, think about what I'm saying. What is it that you really want to hear? Because all of y'all say, I would rather hear the truth. No, you really wouldn't. You really wouldn't want to hear the truth. Because when the truth is in front of you, you disagree with it. When the truth is right there in front of you, like, okay, I can ask anybody this question right now, and every last one of you guys in here, all 15 of you, would say no. Okay, and this is just a question. Okay, if and I mean this is just a question, and this tells you a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna use me as an example, but I'm also gonna use Dana as an example. Okay, now you needed a babysitter for your kid, your grandkid, or your neighbor's kid, or whatever, and Dana was available. Put a one in the chat if you would call her and say, "Come and watch my kid, my grandchild, my godchild, my neighbor's child, my dog, my cat, my pig, my goat, or my shoe." Put a one in the chat if you would call her to watch your child. If you would not call her, put a two in the chat. Now, if I was available to watch your child, put a three in the chat. If you would call me and say, "Hey, SP, I gotta go out of town. I got no." You know how many people have came to me, and I don't even. I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death. But you know what? They got to be mindful. If they ain't mindful, I'll run. I'll hand you your kid back and say, "Nope, not me. I'm not the one." Especially if the kid has no home training. Because, see, Pooh Bear sometimes got no home training. I have to call his parents and say, "Come and get him now." Now, I ain't going to hurt him, but you need to come and get your child. Because, see, you don't mind your child talking back to you, but he ain't going to talk back to me because, see, he get a little spanking, get his little feelings hurt. Some kids, you got to show them who's authority, and some kids, if you raise your voice, they have authority. They know who's the authority. That's what I'm saying. We're not showing our kids who has the authority. See, Tina, the only one in the chat, she said, I would come and ask you. See what I'm saying? I've got friends in the chat that their grandkids come over all the time. But I guarantee you're not going to call Dana. With everybody sitting there talking about, "I don't believe she had anything." Really, in the back of your head, you don't know. You really don't. You are listening what I'm saying, but you don't hear what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, if that's in your head, that you wouldn't have her to come watch your kids and come play with her kids, guess what? Then you know, you know, that person, there's a possibility of making bad decisions. And you really not believe that she has absolutely nothing to do with this. You can't tell. That's what I try to tell people. People be trying to come and they be like, OSP, I just don't believe that. Well, okay, well, let her watch your child. See, Tina said, I let you watch my kid. Nancy said, I let you watch my kid. Yeah. Because, and, you know, I love kids. That's one thing. That's my problem. I love kids too much. I love them so much that, I just don't want nobody hurting them. Yeah, you know, that's why I was saying, like, there was not enough information that was out there when they went to court. They got the information. I don't know why it wasn't presented. The only thing I can do, and I can only assume it wasn't presented because he said no. Because any attorney would have brought some of that stuff up. He had three attorneys. Not one of them asked the mother, okay, then when you was in the town, do you know where he live at? You didn't hear that. You didn't you take a child back in Missouri? Didn't you lose a kid from this? Where was you at when that child? They didn't ask her nothing. They didn't ask her nothing. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to just be there. You have to be there for these kids. I tell y'all all the time. I tell my son, he be like, Mama, but don't you gotta work? I be like, yeah, but bring that baby over here anyway. I don't want him getting on somebody's nerve because Pooh Bear got a smart mouth and he'll tell you something, and all kids are like that, you know. They are. Yep, they sure will. See, and here's the good thing about it. See, I watch kids, and they pay me very well to watch these. Well, watch kids. They pay me very well, because guess what? If I had this case. I don't know if you guys remember. We're finna get off of here, but I had this one case, and this kid, he was 12 years old, and this kid, he was a very rambunctious kid. And at first, everything was going well. He was getting to know me. I was getting to know him. When I come in, it was his bedtime and get him all ready for bed and everything. Give him his meds and whatever. Watch him through the night because kids, when they have problems like these kids, they can die in their sleep. They can cover themselves up with a cover or something and suffocate themselves or lay flat on the they can do all kind of stuff, get themselves into trouble. They don't have the mind capacity to not to understand, not to climb out the window. They can climb out the window thinking it's all fun, playing hide and seek or whatever, and that's it. They're gone. They fall. They dead. They've been there, laying there all day. They don't holler. They don't scream. I mean, all kind of stuff, you guys. All kind of stuff. Pooh Bear asked me, "Do you mean?" And anyway, this kid, he kicked me so hard, it was right in my chest. I fell on my butt because I was coming towards him to tell him to go to bed. Now you're not gonna stay up playing with the toys because the parents said they didn't want him to play with toys. Don't let him entertain himself or he'll be up all night and then he want to sleep all day or whatever if I let him play. So don't let him play with no toys. Well, I went towards the kid the kid kicked me so hard, I flew off my feet on the floor. Anyway, the next day, it was time for me to go to work the next day. I called my job up and I said, I'm through. They was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I didn't want to, I tried to tell him, I was like, nah, this ain't working. I had already told him, you know, yeah, he getting really snappy. He's punching, he's doing some punching. When he kicked me and I fell on that ground, I was done. Because sometimes we have a reaction. We got reaction time. Now, I know he's a kid. So I said to myself, I had to pace and walk back and forth for him to stay in that bed. And I said, "You're gonna go to bed. You're gonna go to sleep." And he was like he was just pacing with me. I wore that kid out. He paced in his bed. His bed was bigger than almost his whole room. And he just crawled to the other side and crawled to the other side and crawled to the other side. And I just kept walking from side to side, walking side to side until I was like, "Well, you're gonna lay down. You're gonna lay down." You're gonna lay down. You're gonna lay down. And he was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, I got to stay up anyway. So I stayed up that whole 12 hours walking and pacing to make sure he don't come out. And he finally laid down and went to sleep. About 5 hours. 5 hours. The next night, they was like, you're not going to work? I said, nope. I was like, I tried to tell you, not doing it. And the family was like, what happened? I tried to tell you. Well, we didn't have nurses that come and wake us up in the morning and tell us to come and get our kid because your kid is doing some stuff. The kid is hitting and punching and stuff. So anyway, I quit. Sometimes you got to quit that job because, like I said, you know, ain't nobody gonna understand me. I can't put my hands on that child. That ain't my child. No, even if it was, I still wouldn't. I would still tell my son, come get your kid. I didn't even whoop my child that I adopted. Now I whoop my kid because see, I'm gonna do that. That's mine. But I ain't gonna do yours. I'm just not. You guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I do have patience. My mother told me I have the patience of Job. And I did. That night I was like, I'm gonna just keep walking, 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 walking. That's what I do with my job that I have now. I walk from the time 6 o'clock and I don't sit down until 12. That's 6 hours straight. Then I'm up walking after that, and that's just the chart. So you guys understand what I'm saying? You just can't let anybody be around your kid and tell you anything. But out of everything that we spoke on today, I just wanted you guys to know. And I thought Lisa was going to come in here. She called right before we came on the live. But, it is what it is. But I just want, and I think she knows because I think she said something about the Cairo's family spoke about they didn't never see nothing in this woman. But I mean, they really wasn't around her either. Like, I mean, what did she stay with y'all? Did she come for Thanksgiving and Christmas or something? Did she act any weird or anything? I mean, I want to know those questions or whatever. But anyway, nevertheless, they said they loved Cairo. That he was a good kid. He liked dinosaurs and everything. All little boys love them dinosaurs. You get them a dinosaur at 2 or 3 years old, they'll love you for forever. You get them a dinosaur, they be like, ooh wee, I got it. All boys love them dinosaurs. I don't know why, but they like them big old dinosaurs. Anyway, you guys, we're 1 hour and 24 minutes into the live. I am finna get off of here. I enjoyed you guys' conversation today. I just want you guys to understand when you see these red flags, don't cast those red flags out like they ain't nothing. They are. Matter of fact, if you read your Bible, the Lord said when he come, and he's gonna come, he said he gonna come like a thief in the night. You know, it also tells you in the Bible, nobody's going to know when he comes. We have astrologers that can tell you the seasons and tell you what time it is and tell you where you're at and, you know, how tomorrow, the weather. You know, we have those astrologers and stuff. They can tell you all that. Can't nobody tell you when the Lord comes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people that love the Lord, you you have due diligence to know this stuff. Don't quit going to God and say, God, why you didn't show me this? Why shoot? He did. He showed you these red flags and you still was with that person. If you with somebody and they hitting on you, it's time to go. Leave. Quit talking about, but I love him. He got green eyes and he put it down on me. And the sex is good and he bought me smear rings. And until he knocked the crap out of you, that's when you're going to leave and talking about, I was with him for 10 years and I'm done now. I bet you are. I bet you are. So when these people come and be like, I was like, how long you been with this person? They be like, oh, you know, I been, you know, it's nothing wrong with walking away. It's nothing wrong with walking away. Whether in a relationship or in a fight. It's nothing wrong with walking away. If it gets too much, walk away. I don't care if you leave your car, your house, you know, your food stamps, your mattress, whatever. You still got you. You know what I'm saying? And that's more important than 6 people carrying you. You understand what I'm saying? All right, you guys. Be good, be great, and be nice to each other. Bye.